And the floor is yours.
Okay. So short, I always say, I am standing. Okay, but I think I'll sit. Well, first of all, I want to welcome all of you from all across the country and tell you how really proud we are to be able to host this distinguished gathering and really very excited about it. As the Dean of Golden Gate, I really want to thank all of you for coming, many of you from so far away, really, to participate in such an important conference. I just wanted to say by way of background that I'm a civil rights lawyer, and after many years of doing tri-ethnic school desegregation and employment cases, ended up many years later being the head of the San Francisco Bar Association for about 190 years. And that Bar Association really became the national leader in efforts to try to do something about diversity in the bar. And we really started with employment discrimination issues and gender discrimination issues, and then sexual orientation discrimination issues. And then whammo, in walked a woman named Kathy Pugh, who many of you know, and who would be here later, who's a partner at Morrison & Forrester, who basically said, hey, don't you think you're kind of overlooking one of the massive problems in the legal profession? And of course, we were, and that had to do with, of course, the continuing now, really flat-out discrimination against people with disabilities in this profession, whether they be people who are seeking to enter law school, people who are in law school, people who are attorneys. And really, although I saw myself as a sophisticated civil rights lawyer, I did not know the first thing about the barriers of all kinds facing people with any kind of disability within the legal profession, and was appalled. And there is no question, having served now on many state, ABA, local, and so on bodies trying to do something about this, there is no question that the barriers facing people with disabilities in our profession are by far the greatest of any of the groups that have historically been victims of discrimination, both intentional and unintentional. And so I applaud your efforts to do something about this, and Golden Gate has long felt itself to be a partner in the struggle to do something about truly being a diverse profession that allows the talents of everyone to be manifest in the profession. And so I'm particularly pleased, given my particular background, to have you all here today. We are a school that was started in 1901 above the Y, probably in classrooms that a lot of the people in this room would not have been able to have access to. But over the years, we have always been a school that prided ourselves in really being a school that provided a way to become a lawyer for anyone who was willing to do the work and have the talent to be a member of our profession. We know something about the struggles of people who were not to the manner born, as well as people who, for one reason or another, have really been barred at the gates of our profession, and we have been so really very committed to this. This organization, as you know, is a student-run organization, probably by most of the people here, founded in 2007 and began to immediately address some of the major issues that continue to plague our profession. Our law students here at Golden Gate have had greater access to the California Bar examination given the tireless work of your past members, and I don't know if you all have been following the most recent case against the California State Bar, but it is breathtaking, the position taken by the California State Bar, and some of my best friends run the California State Bar, but boy, were they wrong on this one. And it really took very determined effort by your predecessors in this organization to do something about what really was a scandal and continues to be, I think, representative of the inability of licensing authorities and others with real power in the legal profession to understand what it takes to really provide equality in our profession. Justice is based on the assurance of people's rights, and we're deprived of justice by not adequately representing the rights of almost 20% of our citizens who have disabilities of one sort or another. And it's my hope that law schools and the legal community continue to acknowledge the importance of including law students and lawyers with disabilities at all levels of our system of justice. During our part as an academic institution will continue to support those rights.
I'm sorry,
And
Mr.
Melissa
Grant, can you do
Matthews.
me a favor? Can you just pull your mic up a little bit closer
Sure,
to
I'm
you?
sorry.
And-
I'm not even sure it's on.
Thanks.
Hold on. Is that better?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I have such a stentorian tone that I never. Anyhow, Melissa Matthews is our new Disabilities Services Coordinator, the second person in this role at GGU to hold a JD, because we believe deeply that all of our students deserve equal access to all of our programs and opportunities. As you further develop in your own careers, I hope you'll take the opportunity to participate in a mentorship program and to volunteer as mentors when you join this profession. As an advocate of women and minorities and others who have been marginalized in the profession, I understand the need for these partnerships exquisitely well. You have to continue to self-advocate and promote the rights of future law students with disabilities to increase the dismal number of lawyers with disabilities in our profession. But I might add, and this was a script that was kindly prepared for me by somebody else, that you really, I urge you to seek out people like me and other leaders in the profession who really are in a position to make a difference for people who are still not accorded their full rights in this profession. And don't be shy when you're seeking, when you're a mentor yourself, to seek out others who ought to be mentors, irrespective of their particular situation with respect to disability, because it really does take a village to make any kind of a change. And because of prior discrimination and continuing discrimination in our profession, there aren't a lot of people with disabilities who are in a position to, in positions of really very serious power. And by that I don't mean the dean of some law school, but I mean looking up, get a hold of the heads of the bar associations, the generic bars like the San Francisco Bar, the ABA, as I'm sure you all have, and make sure that they have this at the top of their agenda and that they too join the ranks of mentors along with you. And if they don't know what they're doing, it's your job to teach them, and it's their job to reach out and to learn from you and in turn pass it on. I just received word that the American Association of People with Disabilities, headquartered in DC, has received significant grants from Verizon and Time Warner to promote the success of students with disabilities in education, higher education in general. And so this is wonderful news, and I congratulate those of you who probably had something to do with that. This organization is a tremendous resource for students, and I encourage you to use them to further your own pursuit of a career in law. And finally, I want to thank this particular organization for presenting an incredible speaker, Larry Paradis, president of Disability Rights Advocates, who will be delivering the first speech in a series sponsored by the Ian Mackey Newman Distinguished Lectureship here at Golden Gate. Ian Mackey Newman was an alum of our school and a leader, a tremendous leader in our school. He had many serious disabilities that he basically dealt with in such a way as to make every student at this law school and every professor and every administrator aware of how those disabilities did not stand in the way of his being an extraordinary leader in the legal community. He graduated from the law school, he passed the California bar the first time, and within a few months he had died of a sudden illness. And so he really, within our law school and those who knew him, really has stood as a symbol, really, someone who basically did everything and more that anyone could do in this profession to begin to open the doors of the profession substantially wider. So I'm honored to see that his continued influence will be manifest here today by your distinguished keynote speaker. I also, want to congratulate you on having brought together these panels and participants who are truly, truly leaders of our profession. And for those of you who don't know them, including Kathy Pugh, who will be here later, I urge you to make their acquaintance. And just, I can't resist as now a law school dean, but having run the bar generally, and the National Association of Women Judges, my advice to you is always